my dear students. Welcome to you all, wherever you are. I am Chandrasekhar Sikdar, lecturer of English, Dhaka Shiksha Board Laboratory School and College. Dear students, today I am before you with a grammatical topic, transformation of sentences. In fact, this is the continuation of our previous class. Dear students, can you remember what we discussed in our last class? I hope you can. But I think perhaps some of you might have missed the previous class, and that's why I am going to repeat the basic structure of sentences and clauses, because you know that English grammar, like other subjects, for example mathematics and science, very often follows chronological order. So you cannot start some of the topics abruptly, and that is why I am going to repeat the basic structure of sentences and clauses for your convenience, and after that I will discuss the techniques of transforming simple to complex and compound. Okay, dear students, let's start transformation of sentences. Now, the basic structure of principal clause. Remember, in principal clause there is a subject and a predicate, and in predicate you will find verb, object, or supporting words or additional words. Okay? In the example, I will get you some stems. In this sentence you say subject I, will get verb, you object, and some stems supporting words. And now the basic structure of subordinate clause. Remember, subordinate clause starts with a subordinate conjunction, then subject, then verb, then supporting word. And in the sentence, if I go to town, you see if is a subordinate conjunction, then subject I, go verb, to town, supporting words. Now, structure of simple sentence. In a simple sentence, you will find subject, then verb, then object or additional words. You see, John is a good scholar. Here, John is subject, is verb, and a good scholar supporting word. And now a complex sentence. A complex sentence has at least one principal clause and one subordinate clause. Sometimes you will find more than one subordinate clauses. See the structure: principal clause plus subordinate clause. He is so dull, this is a principal clause, and subordinate clause that he cannot understand the topic. And in compound sentence, a compound sentence has two or more principal clauses with or without subordinate clause, and the basic structure is that way: principal clause plus coordinating conjunction, then again a principal clause. For example, study sincerely or else you will fail. So in this sentence, study sincerely, this is a principal clause, or else this is a coordinating conjunction, and you will fail, another principal clause. Now, if we compare sentences with clauses, then what we find? This is very, very important. Remember it, because it will help you to understand or to transform sentences from simple to complex and compound. In a simple sentence, as I mentioned earlier, you will get subject, verb, then object or additional words or word. And in principal clause, you will find subject, verb, then object or supporting word or words. So if we compare now simple sentence with a principal clause, then we can easily say that simple sentence and principal clause are same in structure. That means if I give you a simple sentence, there of course you will find a principal clause. And a complex sentence, you see, complex sentence means a principal clause and at least one subordinate clause. and subordinate clause always start with the subordinate conjunction. Here in the example, it, then subject I, then verb go, then supporting words to town. So the example is, he is so dull that he cannot understand the topic. In this sentence, that he cannot understand the topic, this is a subordinate clause. Okay. Now I am going to tell you the techniques of transforming sentences from simple to complex and compound. So far as I can remember, in our last class we discussed techniques up to 4. Now we will start from 5. You see, because of, due to, on account of, owing to, or for. If you find this in a simple sentence, then you will, when you will transform it into a complex sentence, you will use as or since as subordinate conjunction, because of, due to, on account of, owing to, and for. This always indicate cause. For example, because of his illness he couldn't go there. This is a simple sentence, and as I told you before, in a simple sentence you will find a principal clause. Here, he could not go there. This is a principal clause because here you get subject and predicate. Okay, so now you have to transform because of his illness this portion as subordinate conjunction, because in complex sentence you need first of all a principal clause that you have already found in a simple sentence, and now you need a subordinate clause, and you have to make a subordinate clause just changing this portion because of his illness. Okay, so we can start since as subordinate clause, and then subject. Here you see subject he, and then you need a verb. Because of his illness, in this portion there is no verb, and if you find no verb, then you can imagine that there is a hidden to be verb here, and to be verb means am, is, or, was, were, and you have to select a suitable verb considering the tense, subject, and number person of the subject. So since the principal clause was in past tense, we can write was, since he was, then ill, then comma, the principal clause, he couldn't go there. Now in compound sentence, you will use and so or therefore as coordinating or coordinate conjunction. So compound sentence means a principal clause, he was ill, and then coordinating conjunction and so or therefore, then again the principal clause, he couldn't go there. Now technique number 6. If the structure of simple sentence is as such, I mean first of all you find subject, then verb, then adjective or participle, then noun, then you can use relative pronoun while you will transform it into a complex sentence. For example, I saw an ugly bird. Here subject I, verb saw, then adjective ugly, and object, here is a noun bird. So I saw an ugly bird. Now you can write first of all subject, you see I, subject, then verb saw, then object ugly bird, a bird. So you can write I saw a bird, and then you need a relative pronoun. Okay, and relative pronoun, remember one thing, very often you are confused whether you should use which or who. Remember, in case of human being, you should use who as relative pronoun, and in case of other living beings such as animals, plants, and object in general, you should use which. So we can use here which. I saw a bird which, then again auxiliary verb was, and then the adjective ugly. Okay, now the compound sentence. According to the structure, first of all you need to write object. Here you see a bird. Remember, if you find a bird in simple sentence, you should write the bird. Okay, so you can write the bird, and then auxiliary verb was, then adjective ugly, and then coordinating conjunction and, and then principal clause, I saw, and finally at the end of the sentence you should write it or this. This is a rule. So you can write the bird was ugly and I saw it, or this or that. Okay. Now technique number 7. If you find the structure of a simple sentence is as such, that means if it starts with the principal clause, then immediately after, then possessive case of subject, and then verb with ing or noun phrase, then while you will convert it into a complex sentence, you should use as soon as subordinate conjunction. So you see, the train left immediately after his arrival at the station. Okay, now follow the example. The train left, this is a principal clause, then immediately after, and then his, this is a possessive case of the subject, then arrival at the station, this is a noun phrase. Okay, so now we will transform it into a complex sentence, and you know, as I mentioned earlier, complex sentence means a principal clause and a subordinate clause. Okay, so here we use as soon as subordinate conjunction, then his arrival at the station, in this portion the subject is he, so we can write he, and then we need a verb. There is no verb here, but we find here arrival, a noun phrase, arrival at the station, and arrive, the verb form of arrival is arrive. So according to tense we can write he arrived at the station, then comma, then the principal clause, the train left. Okay, now compound sentence. First of all, you have to write subject, then verb, I mean he arrived at the station, this is a principal clause, and then and coordinating conjunction, and then again the principal clause, the train left, and finally at the end of the sentence you should write at once. This is a rule. So the sentence is he arrived at the station and the train left at once. Okay, this is all for today. I hope that you have understood it very well. We will discuss the rest techniques of transforming sentence from simple to complex in the next class. Till then, be safe and sound. Thank you. Bye.